January 27, T3. So Julie needs to buy 20 oranges for the school hockey matches, and a single orange costs 40 pence in each store. So we need to price which is better value. So if we go to Superfruit, and we've got to be careful here, quality of written communication is going to be tested. So we have to tell the examiner we're looking at Superfruit. 20 oranges at 40p will cost £8, but we'll get 20% off. So that means 80% of £8. So we're actually only going to pay £6.40. If we then go to the fruit store, you get 4 for the price of 3. So 3 oranges will cost £1.20, and we get 1 free. So we want to get 20 of those, which means we need 5. So we need 5 times £1.20, which is a total cost of £6. So the fruit store is better value. The number of units used are the most recent reading, 22,199. Take away the earlier reading in September, 14,379. So that's 7,820 units. He is charged for 9.71 per day, and there are 91 days. So altogether that is 883.61. Now that's pence I'm working in at the moment. He will have to pay 4.27 for the 7,820 units, which is 33,391.4. So altogether in pence, he is a total bill of 34,275.01. After that, 5% is charged on the total. So we'll do 1.05 times this, which gives 35,988.7. And whenever we turn that into pounds, that will be £359.89. In this question here, we're asked to work out the size of the angle X, and the fact that we need to know is that the sum of the exterior is 360. So we have 86, we have a 63, 2x, 70 and x, and they have to add to give 360. 86 plus 63 plus 70 is 219. We have 3x, and that is 360. So 3x is 141, and x then is 141 divided by 3, which is 47. If we buy X books at £3, that is 3x, and if we buy Y books at £7, that is 7 times Y. Factorising, 5 goes into both 5 and 35, so that's 5 upon t plus 7, and p goes into both p squared and p. So p times p is p squared, and p times minus 9 is minus 9p. So we have L is the point minus 5, 6. N is the point 3 minus 2. Now to get between those 2 points, we have to go across and down. and I'm going across 8 squares, and I'm going down 8 squares. That means to get to the midpoint, I'm going to go across 4, and I'm going to go down 4. So the midpoint is at -1, 2. Alternatively, if you've worked out the formula, the midpoint can be found by adding the x's and dividing by 2, adding the y's and dividing by 2. -5 plus 3 is -2. 6 take away 2 is 4, and that gives us the same answer, a midpoint at -1, 2. Circles have an area of pi r squared, so the area of this garden will be pi times 7 squared, and that is 153.9. So I'm going to write in 154 metres squared. And look, there's no units on the answer line, so we've got to add them in. The perimeter of a different garden is 64 metres measured to the nearest metre. So the nearest metre, what we would then want to do is 1 metre divided by 2, which is 0.5 metres. That means that the greatest perimeter is 64.5 and the least perimeter is 34.5. First reason would be the school only represents a limited age group. So that would be 11 to 18. And the second reason was the school only has boys, so no girls. You can see here that SIA have listed a number of suitable answers. No girls in sample, no adults, pupils may not live in this town, only children asked. First thing we're asked to do in this question is complete the scatter graph. So we need to add geography, which is at 50 for Tim and 75 for June. History, which is at 65 for Tim and 70 for June. Science, which is at 40 and 60. Music, which is at 10 and 40. And ICT, which is at 50, 60. If you're doing this in an exam, please remember to use a pencil. If you make a mistake, you can rub it out. No two people's line of best fit will be the same. You need approximately the same numbers above the line as below. And you should have as many points as possible going through the line. And I would put mine roughly about here. Tim spent 70 minutes on technology, so I'm going to go up from 70, and these lines are really important in the exam. This is where the examiner sees how you have used your line of best fit, and what I get is that June would have spent 81. So I have got 81 minutes from my line of best fit, and we have a positive correlation. So 9th term has a sequence n squared plus 4. So the first will be 1 squared plus 4. So that's 1 plus 4, which is 5. The second will be 2 squared plus 4, 4 plus 4, which is 8. And the third will be 3 squared plus 4, 9 plus 4, which is 13. The number 13 is a term in one of these, which one? So what I'm going to do is solve each of them. N cubed plus 2 is 13. That means that n cubed would be 11. Well, 11 is not a cube number. 3n plus 1 is 13. That means that 3n is 12, and that it would be the fourth term. So I have that it is 3n plus 1, and that is because 3 times 4 plus 1 is 13. It is the fourth term in the sequence. I'm just going to check now the last one. 4n minus 1 equals 13 would mean that 4n equals 14, and n would be 14 divided by 4, which is 3.5, and you cannot have a 3.5 term. To draw a straight line, you need 3 points. So I would normally pick an x value of 0, an x value of 1, and an x value of 2. The y is 5 minus 2 times the x, so 5 minus 0. 5 minus 2 times the x, 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 times the x, 5 minus 4, which is 1. So we have 0, 5, 1, 3, and 2, 1. We then take our ruler and draw a straight line with a pencil through these 3 points. First thing I'm going to do is expand the brackets. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. 4 take away 15 is minus 11. That means that 6x take away x has to equal 9 plus 11. 5x is 20, so x will be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. To write 1620 as a product of its prime factors, just think of a prime number that goes into this. The first one I'm going to use is 5. 5 goes into 16 3 times, goes into 12 twice, and it goes into 20 4 times. And then I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 3, 3, and 3. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4 3s. So 3 to the power 4, 2 2s, and a 5. In B part 1, we're asked to write down 3 square factors, and what we're looking for here are even powers. So with 3 to the power 4, which is 81, we have 2 to the power 2, which is 4. And what we've got to notice here is 3 to the power 4 means that we also have 3 squared, which is 9. So our 3 square factors are 4, 9, and 81. 1 cubed factor is a power 3, and 3 to the 4 means we have 3 cubed, which is 27. I'm going to work out the original price of the coat. So in the sale, which would be 88% of 150, so 0.88 times 150, which is £132. We made a £7 profit, which means the cost of the coat is 132 minus 7, so £125. If we had sold it then at the full price, our profit would have been £25 out of 125, which is 1/5 or 20% profit.